The rain hadn't stopped in 2 days, and yet Liam sat on the corner of 7th Street, his worn-out guitar balanced carefully on his lap. He was only 15, thin as a reed, his fingers red from the cold and the steel strings that bit into his skin. Each note he played trembled through the empty city square like a whisper of hope refusing to die. The few passers-by hurried past, umbrellas shielding them from the drizzle, and from him. Yet Liam sang, not for coins, not for applause, but because singing was the only thing that made him forget how empty his stomach felt. Liam's voice was unlike any other. It carried something raw, an ache that told stories words could never hold. People who stopped for even a few seconds found themselves unable to move until he finished a verse. His mother used to tell him, "Your voice, Liam, it's pure gold. Someday the world will hear it." But someday had come and gone for her. Cancer had taken her 3 winters ago, leaving Liam with a rusted guitar, a small backpack, and a promise he couldn't forget: never stop singing. Every night he slept near the subway, where the hum of trains became his lullaby. Every morning he sang in the same spot, hoping someone, anyone, would notice. One afternoon, while he was singing, Hallelujah, a woman paused. She wore a thick red coat, her eyes bright with tears. She placed a $5 bill in his guitar case and whispered, "You have something special, kid." Liam smiled politely, though he'd heard that before. But then she did something no one else ever had. She handed him a small card. "There's an open audition tomorrow. National Voice Star. You should go. Don't waste what you have." He stared at the card as though it were a ticket to another world. A talent show. He'd watched it from store windows when televisions glowed behind glass. The thought of standing on a stage, under real lights, terrified him. But that night, huddled beneath the subway stairs, he imagined his mother's voice telling him, "Sing, my boy. Just sing." Morning light crept through the cracks of the subway tunnel as Liam awoke, clutching the small audition card in his hand. The words National Voice Star, Open Auditions, October 12, 10 a.m., City Auditorium gleamed like a miracle printed on cheap paper. He didn't have proper clothes, not even bus fare, but that didn't stop him. He dusted off his jeans, wiped his guitar clean with a torn shirt sleeve, and set off on foot, 5 long miles of hope and uncertainty. When he reached the auditorium, he froze. The line wrapped around the building, hundreds of dreamers, each dressed like they already belonged on a billboard. Their laughter and confident chatter made him feel small. He tucked his guitar closer and lowered his eyes, trying to blend in. A security guard gave him a skeptical look. "Hey kid, contestants check in over there. You sure you're in the right place?" Liam nodded shyly. The man studied him a moment longer, then sighed and waved him in. "Go ahead, kid. Give it your best." Inside, everything shimmered, the bright stage lights, the smell of hairspray and coffee, the buzz of microphones being tested. Liam felt dizzy from the noise and excitement. For the first time, he realized he had no song prepared, no plan at all. He only knew how to sing from his heart. That's what his mother taught him, to let the pain tell its own story. When his number was finally called, number 247, his legs trembled. He stepped onto the stage, blinking at the brilliance of the lights. The 4 judges sat before him like giants. They had seen thousands of faces that day, each hopeful, each desperate. "State your name," one of them said, half distractedly. "My name's Liam Carter," he said softly. His voice quivered, but his eyes didn't waver. "And what will you be singing?" asked another judge. He hesitated, then whispered, "A song for my mom." The audience quieted. The judges leaned forward, curious. Liam lifted his guitar and began to play. The first few chords were shaky, but then, something happened. His voice rose, pure and trembling, slicing through the vast auditorium. Every note carried a memory. His mother's laughter, her last words, the nights they sang together under a flickering streetlight. His pain turned to melody, and his melody turned to light. The lyrics spoke of loss, but also of faith, how sometimes the smallest voices can reach the farthest hearts. By the time he finished, the auditorium was silent. For a heartbeat, no one moved. Then, a woman in the back stood up and clapped. Then another. Then everyone. The applause swelled like a wave, crashing over him in thunderous warmth. One of the judges, a man known for his harsh critiques, rubbed his eyes and said, "Liam, that was real. That was pure. You didn't sing to impress, you sang to heal. And that's rare." Another judge, with a trembling hand, whispered, "That voice, it's pure gold." Then, the unexpected happened. The youngest judge, a pop star herself, rose from her seat, tears streaming down her cheeks. She slammed her hand onto the golden buzzer. A storm of golden confetti exploded from above. The audience roared. Liam froze, his heart racing. He'd seen this moment on TV before, but never imagined it would happen to him. The host ran out, grinning wide. "Liam Carter, you just got the golden buzzer. You're going straight to the live shows." Liam stood there, overwhelmed, shaking as gold rained down around him. The judges came on stage to hug him, one whispering, "Don't ever forget this feeling. You've got something the world needs." But what none of them knew was that Liam had nowhere to go that night. After the lights dimmed and the cameras turned off, he found himself back in the cold streets, clutching the golden buzzer certificate like a lifeline. Fame might be waiting ahead, but hunger and loneliness still followed him. As he curled up under the same subway tunnel, a quiet tear slid down his cheek. "Mom," he whispered to the stars above, "I did it. They heard me." That night, for the first time in years, he slept with a smile.